If y'all is not watching the House of Vicious, I don't know what you're waiting for. This show is good, and this episode came with a lot of bangers. Okay, they brought the heat, honey. Okay, so the lady that was thrown in the dumpster, and she was found by a guy that was taking out the trash. And the shocking reveal is her name is Thomas. So that means she is a he. And Chantel and Kane is in shock that she was found dead. And Chantel don't know what to think. She's like, I can't believe you. You did this? And Kane is like, yo, don't be putting no murder charges on me, son. Don't be putting no murder charges. I ain't do this. And Chantel is shading the hell out of Kane. She like, how could you not know that was not a man? How could you not know? Even Stevie Wonder could see that was a man. She like, if you buy, just say you buy. And in my opinion, some guys would say they're not gay if they're receiving top from a man, as long as they're not giving. These are not my words. Some men have said this in real life. You better get your life. A lot of men is buying sex toys nowadays. They're getting their freak on with the toy. You better believe it. Kane has made the headlines. The press and the cops is all over the place. Chantel has a flashback to her first heartbreak by a boy as a teenager. And she's weeping. Her mother comes in and gives her bad and good advice. The bad advice is all men cheat, and she blames the woman that the men cheat with. I said, that's a no-no. Some men would not agree with that. The good advice that I like that she gave her daughter is that, why are you crying? Why are you having a pity party? Girl, don't you sink in your sorrow, okay? You get up, brush yourself off, okay? And you fight. And you be the last one standing, and you don't let another one win up on you, honey. I like, you better go and say that again, honey. But sometimes, you just gotta let things go. Like, if you want peace, you just gotta let things go. That's just my opinion. These guys are really in trouble, alright? The media and the cops are all over them. The lawyer told them to hide out and not to say anything. The assistant, Jaelyn, thinks otherwise. She wants them to come out of hiding to address the press so they could clean up their image. I said, girl, no. I said, Chantel is taking a good advice from the lawyer. Whether you in housing court, civil court, or criminal court, keep your mouth shut. Anything you say will be held against you in a court of law. Yo, check this out. Jaelyn shade the hell out of Kane. And I believe throwing shade at Scrappy. She was like, who the hell you think you are, Scrappy? That's the only Scrappy I know from Love and Hip Hop. And let me tell you, Jaelyn has a strong character and a strong personality. And she is a woman that can hold her own. The police came to talk to Kane about the victim, which is Thomas Green. And I said that was very shocking when he said that. I would say, what now? Thomas Green? Child, I cannot. But Jaelyn did not come to play with that police. She was like, Kane is not here. And she advised the police, you want to speak to the client without an attorney and without a search warrant? Child, she was throwing shade at that police officer. She said, next time you better come correct, because people in the papers are tired here about the police screw-ups, okay? And let me tell you, that cop was holding his own because he was throwing shade back at Jaelyn, okay? He was like, well, the people in the paper is tired of Kane mess up. I said, Chantel life is falling apart like a domino effect. First of all, she have this scandal of her husband being a murderer. That's number one. Two, she has a client named Carlos, and the agents call, right? And Carlos leaves. I think the agent called because they don't want Carlos to be associated with that company. But at the end of the, so there's a man trying to holler at Avery. He trying to get to know her and stuff like that. I like, they was joking and everything. I think these two make a cute couple. Him and Avery, I think they cute together. But he sees that the other lady, which I really don't, I gotta learn everybody's name, comes in and she's upset. And she's upset because wasn't what she expected. She was down on herself because she felt she was not good enough. Said, why did God make her this way? She finally thought a change had came to her life, and life was like, psych. She feel inadequate. She feel not loved. And I love this guy. I don't really exactly know his name on here, but he was giving her good counsel. I said he is a good man, honey, because he was uplifting her, okay? He was uplifting her spirits to be good. He like, girl, you have to feel good enough about yourself. You have to love yourself. And he was like, your self-worth is based on what you think. And I agree with that. And I said every woman need a man like that, whether he's a brother, a father, or an uncle, to uplift her, encourage her. And that's basically what he did. He like, what you moping for? Let's get this bag, okay? Let's get this bag. And let me tell you, he was ready to ride out, put in some work for her. That was a good dude. That's a good dude right there. So she get uplifted. She feels better. So they begin to work. So what I like about this team is they didn't let nothing stop them. They continue, even with the bad press, they continue to push through with their work. So the men left. They finishing off with the models and playing music, okay? So him and Avery actually finished off their conversation. Like, did you hear? Kane had made the news, child. What I don't like about Kane, he feel like he's entitled. He feel like he's above correction. He feel like nobody could tell him anything because he's Kane and he's married to Chantel. And he displayed this a couple of times in the show. He went to a meeting. Furthermore, he went to the meeting drunk. And the assistant was like, do you need validation? Yo, Kane was all in his feeling. He like, I don't need nobody to validate me. They all looking at him like he crazy. Yo, all she was talking about was parking. And the lady said, did you come here drunk? Yeah, he did show up drunk. And he was showing his behind, child. He was like, don't talk to me like that. Hey, do you know who I am? I like, dude, you're just a dude who have no self-discipline, okay? You need to check that attitude at the door, honey. I would have kicked him out. You don't come to my meeting, okay, when I'm the boss, acting like this, and you come in drunk, and I'm supposed to give you my time. But the lady talked to him, and actually, she was saying that she want to remove Chantel and Kane from being ambassador, and she's looking for somebody else, because a lot of people that was invested in them stopped invested in them, and it's only like 1 or 2 people left that's actually supporting them. I said, as a business standpoint, that lady had every right to say, I'm going to remove you as an ambassador. And you bring in negative attention, especially as a murder charge. Okay? Nobody will want that associated with their name. A murder charge? Are you crazy? Child. I said Kane is a liability, honey. He's a liability. And I said I am not liable for your actions. I don't think Kane did it. I think somebody is trying to frame him, though. Who is trying to frame him? I have no idea. I think his past is coming to haunt him. Whoever he pissed off in the past, we gonna get to that, honey. We discover his past is coming to get him. So Chantel goes to a hiking park. How she reminisces about their humble beginnings as a couple. How Kane and her used to walk in this park and talk about what she was gonna become, and just telling this story. So an employee pops up named Tia, and she said, "You're a good mom." Chantel tells her, "You know damn well I'm not no mother." But she like, oh, well, you would be a good mother. This Tia is messy because Tia is mad at Chantel because Chantel told her to get her behind out of here before you bring the police, okay? Because they dodging the police at this point. And Tia was mad. She goes back to the office, right? She thinking, what can I do to get this lady off my back? What can I do? Child, the idea that she came up with is to call TMZ. What? Why are we calling TMZ? And then Chantel said, either is she trying to get revenge or she's a clout chaser. Chantel believes she is a clout chaser because she's like, I don't even know this girl long enough for her to get revenge. Let me tell you something. You don't have to do anything to anybody for somebody to bring down your downfall. When people see that a lot of people is jumping on a bandwagon to bring you down, they're gonna do the same thing. This happens a lot on YouTube. People do the same thing. People jump on a bandwagon. They see that the story is hot. they're gonna jump on it and talk about it. So I like, if she called TMZ, she better get some money for it. Girl, I hope you ain't calling TMZ for free. If you're gonna be a clout chaser, you get paid for it, honey. We trying to secure that bag, alright? I said Kane went to the police station, and he is such a big baby. He's there with Chantel sitting in the back and his lawyer. So they asking him questions. He's such a spoiled brat, still entitled, like nobody could talk to him anyway. The police officer wasn't even talk to him any kind of way. He was just asking regular questions. He like, how do you know this person? When the last time you seen this person? Why was you at they were like, we know you was at Raven house. You took a private elevator, because Raven actually knows Thomas Green, the victim, okay? And Kane want to get out of there because he don't want to listen to this. He don't want to listen to nothing. And everybody's trying to convince him to sit down. This is where Chantel finds out that Kane got bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies. Because every last girl that he dated has gone. And they have went away just like Thomas Green. Child, I like somebody from his past is coming to get him. Okay? It's either out of jealousy or he did something to somebody and they getting revenge. Okay? Do you think Raven has anything to do with the death of his ex-girlfriend and the prostitute? Because in future reference, Chantel actually confronts Raven and she's like, I known Kane way longer than you. So it's a possibility that Raven is setting up Kane? Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut up. It could be, child. That's in a future episode, though. Well, the wife was shocked that he was messing with Raven and the dead body. So, it's like, if I'm not being charged with anything, I'm getting out of here. He had enough. He like, I'm not trying to hear this. You trying to put serial killer to my name. These are real serious accusations, child. This scene was good. This scene and the scene after was everything to me. The ending was everything to me. Child, we gonna talk about it. So, after the police station, Chantel comes home. So, she is just in shock. She is drained. She is about to take off her clothes. But before she takes off her clothes, she takes off her rings and throw it. She is defeated that her husband has done this to her. Okay? Defeated. So, she is defeated. And then she's reminiscing about the advice that her mom gives her again, as of not staying down and never letting someone win up on you. And she's reminiscing how she got the startup funds to start up her company. Kane was a thug in these streets. That's how she got the money to start up her company. And I say, if you want to do a legit business, I'd rather not take money from people from the streets, because they think they could run your company and they be like, and hold it over your head and be like, what I did for you. This is why Kane might feel entitled to do what he do, because he be like, I was in these streets, I was slanging this thing for you to start up your business. And he's actually destroying her business with his behavior. I said she is way better than me, because I would have cut Kane off a long time ago. I like Chantel way better than me, because this behavior, I would not be putting up with it. Hell to the no. And at this point, she is talking to her mother's presence. The mother has passed away, she's not there, but she's sitting down looking in the mirror, repeating her mother's favorite line, saying men ain't anything, even including your daddy. And I said, at this point of a significance, at this point, she is mirroring her mother and father's marriage behavior. Chantel witnessed her mother and father to be toxic, and her relationship is toxic with her husband. She asked a rhetorical question towards her mother, like presence. You know, the mother not here, but you still talk to your mom, even though she's not here on earth. And she was like, you never told me, what am I fighting for? And I said, that is a good question. I like anybody that's going to fight for a marriage. That means if the person have good quality. If the marriage have more good than bad, you fight for it. Because a marriage is not going to be perfect. You're going to have some downs. But baby, the way Kane and Chantel marriage is, this is something I would not fight for. I'll let it go. I'll throw it out the goddamn window, honey. I'll throw the marriage out the window. I like, you can have this. And I thought this scene with her sitting in the chair and saying, she was reminiscing of how Kane and her got married. And she just sitting down and saying, what is this goddamn prize? She was like, I'm tired. I'm tired of you haunting me. I'm tired of you reacting your pain on me. I like, kudos to Tammy, honey. She did her thing. Yeah. So she gets the blunt and says, you know what I'm going to do, mother? I'm going to do me. And I said, this is the problem that Chantel is battling now. Her relationship, and she screwed up because of taking her mother's toxic advice. And it led her down the same rabbit hole as her mother. Okay? And now Chantel has come to realize she has to live for her and take her own advice to save herself, okay? Chantel and Kane is sitting around a campfire and he speaks. He like, you know I didn't kill her. You know I didn't kill these people. Do you believe this? Yo, Chantel was furious because she was like, leave me cursing alone, okay? She was like, leave me alone and get out. Yo, Kane feels so entitled to Chantel. He like, you don't mean that. You don't mean that. And then he, instead of him taking accountability, I wouldn't take accountability for the murder because I don't think he did it. But he needs to take accountability for all the cheating he has done. Okay? Okay? Chantel is not innocent either, alright? Because she's sleeping with Raven as well. They was both sleeping with Raven. So, Chantel is really not that innocent when it comes to cheating, okay? But at the end of the day, Kane cheating is way humongous. Child, it's huge. And then he tells her this story. He like, you know my upbringing as a kid. You know my mom fell to the streets. You know my father wasn't there. She was like, F your mama, F your daddy, and F you. And F that story. Let me tell you, she was through with Kane, honey. She was through with Kane. And she got up. She went into the house. She was like, get out. And Kane felt like he don't have to go nowhere. Because, child, he like, you don't mean that. She went in the house. She was like, nah. She was like, I'm going to help you move faster, okay? She went in the house and went in the closet to get his things. And she threw it down on the floor. Kane like, what you doing? Kane is blocking her. So she gets a razor and put it to his neck, son. I like, he like, you got it, ma. At the end of the day, so she goes get something else and throws it in the bag. She was like, get out. She went rogue, son. She went rogue. At the end of the day, she telling him to get out. Yo, he goes sit down. He goes sit down like, I ain't going nowhere, son. I like, this is how people get killed in real life. Cause they feel like people telling you to get out and you not getting out. So what that leads them to do? To call the cops or body you. So he sits down. And she really didn't take kind to that. So she threw his stuff out the window. He like, what are you doing? Yo. It was bananas, off the chain, off the hook. If you not watching this, you don't know what you missing. I said she's on a lot of good shows too. But this one I really like though. And what I learned about this. If a person is that much of a liability that you losing money, losing sleep, cut them off. You gotta cut them loose, honey. I'd rather have my peace and my sanity than chasing a piece or half of a man, child. Please. You could go, honey. You want to roam the streets like a dog? You have all the freedom to do so. But every time she tell him to leave, he don't want to go. What is that about? But what I learned is Ken Fields directed this. Yes! You better go, Ken Fields. This episode was really good. So I'm looking forward for the next episode. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.